One time I poured coffee on myself to diffuse a fight I was having with my wife.
Okay, what happened? What happened with this fight? Okay.
We were planning to move in together.
Yeah?
My wife and I were planning to move in together.
Right.
And she had told her roommate that she gave her roommate 30 days notice I'm moving out. But I hadn't given my roommate 30 days notice yet. And she got really mad and we got into a little bit of a fight. And I was like, you know what? I don't know what you want from me. And the coffee exploded all over my face. And then we both just started laughing hysterically.
Was it hot at all?
No, it wasn't hot. It was like ridiculous. I was like, I can't take this anymore. And it like got all over me.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we were outside.
And
then she laughed and I laughed and I was like, what are we fighting about?
And that's what you call true love right there.
That's true love, baby.
You know, you were just in the moment.
I love you so much. I don't know what you want me to do. I'm sorry.
I think what's so beautiful about that is the fact that your wife and you said, you know what? Let's just laugh about this for a second.
Yeah.
Let's just laugh about this for a second.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of the time that my mother was having a temper tantrum and was yelling and screaming at me when I was like 10 years old.
And you made a fart noise?
No. And in the midst of it, as she was like throwing plates, abuse. She took a plate and she threw it. And even though it was like fucking ceramic of a plate, it bounced and it landed safely on the table and it did not shatter. And I said, Mom, whoa, I know you're yelling at me and you're about to hit me, whatever. But that was amazing.
That's pretty cool. That's good stuff.
Don't worry, she did. Hello. Hi. What's up, crew? How's it going?
How's it going?
We're back. My name is Jonathan Carano.
And I am Noah Findling.
And welcome to the Bottle Club. First off, I just want to say thank you to all the crew members that are leaving 5 stars on Spotify. It's like going up. And remember,
and Apple Podcasts.
Guys.
There's some really sweet reviews on there. I screenshotted one of them.
They were so nice. Like, guys, if you leave an Apple Podcast review, guess what happens? And you leave your Instagram, we will DM you a video fucking message. It is beautiful. It is gorgeous. It makes me happy. It makes Noah happy.
Should I read this one or we're going to do this
later?
Yeah, go
ahead. Read it. What happened?
So on Apple Podcasts, someone said, love this. 5-star. Love, subject line.
Yeah.
5 stars. Love this podcast so much. Mostly listening to it in bed and space out. A couple episodes have given me inspiration for poems I've written.
Whoa, dude, who is this person?
This is at pdx.cxs.
PDX?
Yo, send us those poems.
Send us those poems. Or like throw them on a fucking pod, bro. Maybe even put it on the feed if it's that good.
Yeah, dude.
You could be the next Rupee Car, man.
Yeah, dude.
Come on, PDX. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. That's awesome.
We're going to send you a video message soon. There's something on my mind right now.
Yeah. Let's just get into it. I'm jacked up.
I'm jacked up right now. I don't know what's going on.
The viewers are like, are these guys on cocaine?
No, it's called coffee.
It's called coffee, and it's called...
I also took a shower.
Ooh, that's big.
And then I walked outside. I looked in the mirror, and I'm like, you are sexy.
Yeah, you got to say that.
Because, okay, so here's the thing that I've been thinking about a lot. As a male, what I've been realizing for the past like so many years is that I feel like there's so much pressure as a male when you have sex in this heteronormative world, when you're having sex with a woman, that there's this pressure to perform. Mm-hmm. And you have to please the girl.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm not saying that's bad. But what ends up happening with when I started having sex and this mindset was, I came in and the whole mentality was, hey, Jonathan, number 1, you have to last long. Number 2, you have to make sure that she has an orgasm. And so the entire time that we're having this session, I'm just thinking about my performance.
Yeah.
You know? And the only time that I get pleasure is when I finally ejaculate. But if I ejaculate too early, there's guilt, there's shame, and I don't even enjoy the moment. There's just so much pressure.
Yeah.
I want to have pleasure too while I'm having sex.
Yeah.
You know? And so everything, well, first off, I mean,
yeah.
This is how I was thinking from the age of like 18 to like 24, 25. I thought to myself, oh my God, how the am I going to so I can get pleasure out of it? Because if I don't pleasure the woman, I'm always afraid that she'll talk to her friends, tell them about my dick rating, tell them about, tell her friends about like how I suck in bed, and therefore they don't want to have sex with me anymore. But you know what I realized? Mm-hmm. So we have a friend, and he's a beautiful guy, Morgan J. Mm-hmm. But basically he said, stop thinking about wanting to make her orgasm. And stop thinking about holding your orgasm, right? And instead be present with yourself, with her.
Yeah.
And then in addition to that, just go out and dominate. Right?
I could see Morgan be like, and just go out and dominate.
Well, how I interpret it was, go with the feeling that you have there at the moment.
Yeah.
What is her non-verbal consent cues telling you what to do?
Yeah.
Is it let's dominate? Is it let's be passive?
Yeah.
But enjoy her body as much as you enjoy yours.
Yeah.
And so therefore you can get pleasure too. And believe it or not, when I didn't think about making her orgasm, when I didn't think about holding my orgasm,
that's like the key to life, I find.
And when
all respects of life, when we just stay in the moment and just kind of take things in as they come, everything is so much better for you and for the people who are interacting with you. Even outside of sex, it's I find that more and more that's just the way it is.
It's the way it is.
Yeah.
And my performance, my reviews, increased.
Good for you, man.
Because
I'll look you up on Yelp.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It's yelp.com/restaurant/massage table /
You created
Toronto.
a restaurant for people called my genitals for people to review.
Can I have a number 3, please?
Yeah.
What does the number 3 come with?
I'm not answering. No comment. That's great.
But isn't that cool?
Yeah.
This
is very common, I think, with most men. I think most men. It is funny though. I will point out that men, as far as sex was created for reproduction, and populating the community or village or whatever.
Yes.
And it is funny that men have the least amount of work to do in the whole grand scope of sex, birthing a child,
the reproduction aspect of it.
Which is what sex was created for. We have the least amount to do, but 98% of men are I don't know what to do. It's too much work. It's too much still. Can I do less? Can I just, we're always trying to whatever.
With the reproduction, yes.
Yeah.
But right now is you and I as men, because we're beta males, we want to make sure that the woman is pleased.
Of course.
Because of the high anxiety pressure. But being present has made me not even think.
You gotta be present. You can't think your way through sex. You can't do it. Sex, like many things, I even think, comedy, acting, art, anything, you have to be in your right brain. You have to be completely zoned in.
Think about it.
Not thinking about anything.
Bro, you don't want to be a robot when having sex with somebody. It's you go in and you're like, I have to put my hand on her tummy in this way.
Yeah. How about could I do this thing? Could I?
There you go.
Was that good? Was that?
Yeah. It's not.
This is a good bit.
Yeah.
I think I want to be in the.
Yes, you may touch my clitoris.
Oh, now you're doing the other side. Malfunction. Yeah.
It's
crazy.
It sucks. A, B. No, you don't want to do that. You just want to go fluid. It's someone that plays the piano.
Mm-hmm.
When you're not even. My piano teacher said this a long time ago because I'm Asian, so of course I had piano lessons for a few years before my teacher was like, I can't teach you because you suck.
Did that happen, dude?
Well,
does every person who doesn't become a piano player at some point get broken up with by the piano player?
Okay, so my piano teacher, her name is Mrs. Graham.
Okay,
and I was lucky and fortunate enough to get a scholarship to be able to have her as my teacher for a little bit. And I remember looking at her one day, and I'm like, "Hey, I would really love to play this piece. It's so cool, Claire de Lune, Debussy." And she looked at me and she goes, "Jonathan, sometimes people don't have it in them."
I thought you were gonna say you started playing "Runaway" by Kanye. You were like, "Boom."
That's E, I think.
Boom.
Boom. Boom. Boom. But yeah, so what I'm basically saying is just appreciate the moment, be present, and just go. And the more you have practice, with anything, it just becomes a habit.
Yeah, I think also even more of a reason for me why I enjoy doing those things, being intimate with someone who I love, because it's so much easier to get to that place. Because I feel like, you know, if you're with someone who you don't have real connection with or a history with, or, you know, you have all these. Of course, you have anxiety. You don't really even know this person. It's like crazy that we even do that. I've been trying to tell a bit about this.
Yes.
Like, and COVID's kind of brought this out too. It's like you used to go to a bar and you'd see people like making out with each other.
Yeah.
In a bar. I would never do that. That's disgusting. I would never. There's like really like going for it.
Well, I mean,
like, and you'd be like, oh, I wish I was that guy.
I enjoy it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it too. But now I'm like, even if I was single, I would be like worried. I'd be like, this is gross, especially if there's a new variant. Anyways, but
I mean, you have somebody as a single individual.
Yeah, you have to do it.
I hear you. I hear you. It's better when you know that individual.
Yeah,
basically.
It's better when you know that.
But sometimes you can get to know someone in 30 minutes. Like
sometimes.
Like, oh my God, we get to a deep level where you're like, oh my God.
Sure, yeah.
Like, what happened to your life?
But I
and then bing, bada, boom.
I just still don't think I think subconsciously you may feel like you know them, you may feel connected, you might even think you love them, and that might be true. But I still think that the is like, you know, I'm just figuring it out still.
I'm just figuring it out. It's more than that. It's like can I tell you a secret before we get to other stuff?
Yeah, you know we're podcasting, so this isn't a secret.
Okay. Shoot. Okay, so this is how I got better in bed, and this might be maybe psychologically.
Is this a life hack?
This is a life hack
for the crew.
The crew, yes. Is it good? I don't know what you're doing. Okay, so this is the life hack. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay. If it's a new person, sometimes it's a one night stand. Mm-hmm. Hey, that happens. I'm single, right?
Yeah.
You know, Hinge, Bumble, whatever. Someone DMs you on Instagram. Congratulations. You're like, fine. In that moment, while we are having coitus,
mm-hmm.
I go into my actor brain and I get into a character,
mm-hmm.
and the character says, Jonathan, I love this person that I'm having sex with. And so I'm like, I love you, I love you, I love you. I'm not saying it verbally, but my mind is saying it.
It's helping you relax.
It's not only helping me relax, but because my body thinks that I love this person, then the force and the moves that I do all comes from a place of love,
of passion,
even if it's like angry. Because I think angry and stress sex are the best, because it's like, oh. But whatever it is, it comes from the foundation of it. Is I love you. And I know that is dangerous, because obviously if I'm having a one night stand with an individual, I don't love that person probably. You know, I probably like them a lot.
Yeah,
hopefully.
Sure, of course.
Right. So do you think that's a bad?
I think I don't think it's a bad thing, but I think like you would never want to look if you're having consensual sex and it's, you know, a one night stand, and that's fine and that's fun if both parties are down for that. I think you just don't want to, if you don't love someone, you don't want to don't say it. But I think what is interesting about your approach is, you know, I think women are beautiful, and
they're so beautiful.
And I think you're wanting to. You're not doing it for yourself. You're doing it to make it fun. You want to be the best lover you can be to that person,
right?
If you're saying I need to love who's in front of me, just like you would like, I don't know. There is something interesting to it, because I even like. Let me take it outside of sex.
I love this
because I think it's helpful.
Ooh, this is great. Get out of sex.
When I leave my apartment, I really have a lot of love for my heart for the people I'm gonna go see, even if I don't know them. I wanna love them. I want us to move through a world where people, you know, you go to buy a coffee. This isn't like people are on their phones when they're buying something from someone. I think it's really rude. There's a person in front of you. They're doing a job. They are part of your community right now.
Oh my God.
You should love them. And you don't say I love you to them because you don't love them the way you would when you say, but you love them that they're here, that they're a person, that they are doing an important job for you, that they're working, you know, like.
Wow, I love this.
You know, so I think it's like you're onto something. I just think as long as you don't say things you don't mean, or I think you're fine. But I think it's interesting.
It's interesting because
you're basically saying like,
I'm in a relationship with this person and I love this person, so therefore I don't have to think about my performance. But because it comes from a place of love, I know that the sex is going to be phenomenal.
Basically, it's a long way to get to be in the moment. This is the only person in the world that matters right now.
Right, and I'm gonna dominate
sure.
like a mother.
I get dominated, so that's me.
Right. I mean, it's a play.
It's a give and take.
It's like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
But I really wish. See, like, I get so mad at like road rage, or like sometimes I'm walking my dog and like I get into the street and the car's waiting and the guy's like annoyed. I'm just like, dude, like, what's your rush, man? Like, what's just like, why can't just smile at like. It's just like no one has the time. Like, why can't? That's how you make people feel less alone. You smile at them. You say hi to them. You good morning. Good. I don't know. You say their name. Like, that's how you make the world a smaller place for you. Like,
it comes from a place,
and it's from love for my fellow community.
It's love plus being present.
But being present, yeah. It's like, yeah, right. Because what's probably going on for that guy who's annoyed that I'm maybe not going as fast as I possibly can across in the crosswalk. He's probably like, pay my bills and I gotta, he's thinking, he's spiraling. He's having
he's like a slinky.
Yeah.
And he's staying still as everything begins to topple down. Did you know that slinkies, they stay still until, like, if you go to a slinky and you go to the top of a building and you drop it, the bottom section will stay at the level that it is until the slinky hits it and goes all the way down.
Yeah, you want to be a full slinky.
Yes, exactly.
Full slinky.
Slinky. So that's what's happening with the guy, unfortunately.
So I think there's something interesting to what you're saying. I mean, it doesn't feel bad. I think it's all just
okay.
Yeah.
As long as I'm okay with it.
It would be one thing if you were like, you do that so that you can just like come and go to sleep.
No,
you're saying you want to be the best.
Bro, if I want to come and go to sleep, I just think, all right, when is this going to end?
Yeah.
But sex is not enjoyable for me unless I, like.
No, that's not an enjoyable way to have sex. No.
But anyway, so what's happening? By the way, I haven't seen you in so many days. The last time we saw each other was
a week ago
when you performed at San Diego.
I performed in San Diego.
And you were trying to get like a bit for.
I've been trying to get a tape.
Tell us what's going on.
Yeah,
with that.
I just a lot of comedians. For the crew, if you don't know, around January, a lot of comedians submit for a festival called Just for Laughs Comedy Festival that takes place in Montreal in the summer, and it's just like. It's something that every comedian really, I think, wants to do, and it means a lot to us. A lot of great comedians in the past have performed there, and it's kind of like it would just be really cool to get to do. So I've been shooting tapes. I've been shooting all my sets for weeks. For honestly months. Since the summer, I've just been like, I'm not. I think even when I came back to stand up after the pandemic, like. Obviously, we're still going through the pandemic, but like there was a period where there was no comedy, and then last March it kind of came back in LA. So I started taping every set just because I'm like, this is what it is now. This is what comedy. This is what being a comedian is now. You have to be online.
And you submit your clip to Just for Laughs.
So
what's the process here, and why do you want to get to Montreal? I want to know if you're a stand-up comedian.
So I've been shooting these tapes to find the best 5 to 7 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's what I will submit. I was in Tempe this past weekend. I did 5 shows. I was opening for my friend. Huge crowds. I'm so glad I already had COVID because it was nobody was wearing a mask. But
Arizona,
I was actually wearing a mask, just not when I was on stage. But yeah. So and I shot all those sets, and I got a really good 5 to 7 minutes. Ooh. And so I'm gonna take that. Well, I already took it on Monday. I sent it in to the festival and they're gonna watch it, and hopefully. They watch it, they like it, they give me a first round audition. Okay. And then I audition, and hopefully I crush it. And then they give me a callback, and then I do the callback and I crush it. And then if I'm good enough, and they'll select me to be a new face at the Just for Laughs.
Why do you want to be a new face for the Just for Laughs festival?
I think
it's
a great credit.
Yeah.
I think a lot of great comedians in the past have done it. And it's kind of like a little like badge on your
little
belt or whatever.
Your acting comedian resume.
Yeah, it's like something.
Does
to put on a resume.
Does it open up doors?
Sure, yeah, it can.
Any big comedians coming out.
Yeah,
of
like
that?
Kevin Hart was. That's
Oh, really?
Yeah, like a lot of I mean, so many. We should pull up a list like of all the comedians that ever performed there. I mean, it's incredible. Like who broke from becoming a new face.
So this is a big thing.
It is a big thing. I mean, it would be really cool. I've been trying to be on this festival for like 8 years.
When's the festival?
It's in July.
I guess we're going.
Yeah.
I guess we're going, and we're gonna bring one of our crew members to the. So when will you know though? Like March?
I think they'll probably start auditioning people like late February, March. Yeah.
Dude, let us know.
I will.
Let me know.
I'll keep you guys posted.
What's the one thing out of that entire, weekend that you're getting the set in Arizona that really resonated with you, where you said, "Wow, I think I'm doing the right thing."
Like with my life, or just
in comedy or your life.
I was having some really good sets, and what I loved, my favorite thing about it. So we had an 8 p.m. show on Thursday, and then on Friday we had 2 shows, 7 and 9:45, and Saturday we had 2 shows, 7 and 9:45, and me. And the headliner and the other comedian that was opening with me, we all got better from the first set to the last set. We all really, during the day between sets, were like, "Hey, you should do this," or we're like, we're being very critical and like, how do we make every crowd have the best time? Like every crowd needs to have a better time than the last crowd, And I just feel like.
The momentum of that.
The momentum. And I really, in like one weekend, I feel like I grew so much as a comedy and like as a comedian.
Yeah.
And I found this new bit that I'm really excited about.
About what?
I could tell you the first line.
Okay,
basically, it's like, I'm kind of tired of politics.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little frustrated with politics. I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. I think we all just need to agree to stop voting in the oldest people that have ever lived. Like, and then I do this whole bit about like, and again, like crewmates, I'm Democrat. I voted for Biden. I mean, I really voted for Bernie, and then I was forced to vote for Biden.
Yeah,
but
you're a lefty.
I'm a lefty for sure. But yeah. I am tired of that. I am tired of like a lot of our presidents are just like really old guys, and I'm just like, come on, isn't there?
Well, let someone young run.
Yeah, let's let at least someone who's like just retiring.
Yeah.
We don't need someone who's like should be 15 years into retirement.
Like, whoa, you're 80, don't need you, but you're 60, okay.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'll take that at this point. Like that would be a young president.
The 60-year-old is less likely to have a heart attack than an 80-year-old, but an 80-year-old might have a stroke and everything.
Yeah. So I what was crazy is like in Arizona, like the first time I did that bit that night. So I never really did that bit before that weekend. So
Arizona's a very big red state.
Yeah, it's like purple now, but that means 50-50. So,
oh, that's right. It is purple.
It is kind of purple.
Yeah,
it went blue last election.
Yeah, it went blue. Duh, Jonathan, purple. Jesus.
But no, it's okay. Purple, lavender.
God, get it together.
So when I first told the bit, I didn't really have it down yet. And I was like, let me just try this. Let's just see. And I said, I started it by being like, so who likes Biden?
Oh.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like a crew of like a table like on my right was like, fuck Biden. Actually, they said,
let's go Brandon.
Yeah, they said, let's go Brandon.
Let's go Brandon.
It was crazy. And I was, I know.
Just say Biden.
I know. It's so stupid. And I was like, what is that? I really was like, okay.
I have a friend named Brandon. Let's go Brandon. The first thing I think about how great he is. And anyways, go on.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, let's go. Wait, you guys know my friend, Brandon?
Wait, Brandon who?
Yeah.
I love that dude.
And, it was crazy. I was like, oh no, what did I do? Like, I was like, oh no, this can't get out there. I'm going to seem like some like crazy conservative comedian, But I was able to like kind of hush them down and like get into the bit. But then my friends, the comedians were like, do not ever start that bit that way again.
Yeah.
Because they're like, now we have to, they were like, that's just crazy. Now that those people are there, we know that they're there. It'd be better, and also it was like, it wasn't a good way into that bit.
Right, because you're dividing the audience in half already.
But the other way, which a friend of mine helped me do, united us.
Yes, I do.
It united us.
Because I'm not left, I'm not right, but I do believe in, and everyone.
But I do agree with what he's saying.
Right.
And those are the moments in comedy, in writing, and I want to find as many of those moments as possible, and I want to build a career off of it. That to me is like beautiful.
The united front of comedy.
I love that. Where we can we're on different sides of a coin, but we can all agree on this one thing, or we can all relate to this one thing. I find it so rewarding to find those little things where you're like, I got it. That's it.
It's like, how do you mix in like sex work and people that don't believe in it, you know?
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah, so that was Tempe, and it was great, man.
I'm proud of you, man.
Yeah, man, it was great.
Look at you, dude. Look at you.
It was a good time, and I am exhausted. Going on the road is it's hard. It's like a lot. It's a lot of work. It's exhausting.
This is your life, and this is what's gonna be.
I know.
We're gonna travel together.
Yeah.
I'm gonna follow you with a camera and be like, Noah, teach me the ways of your stand-up comedy as I sit here and try to do more podcasts.
Yeah. But anyways, how are you?
I'm doing really fine.
Yeah.
So as you're traveling around, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
As
you're gallivanting across the country.
As you're
from super spreader to super spreader.
And you're having, you're reveling in the time of the pandemic.
Yeah.
With people in Tempe, Arizona.
Yeah.
Yeah. Living the great Gatsby life of let's pass drinks and clink our.
Yeah, I know. It's speakeasy.
Yes, exactly.
I see what you're doing, kid.
Hey. No, I got into, so I'm not really into reality television.
Uh-huh.
Like I'm not, except for Survivor, which I absolutely love.
Yeah, you love Survivor.
But I walked into the kitchen, and my roommate and her friend, they had something on the projector, and it's the show called Singles Inferno. Have you heard of it?
I've heard of it. I've never seen it.
Okay, let me explain to you what Singles Inferno is all about.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's this island, and on this island in Korea, these Korean men and Korean women arrive together.
Yeah.
They don't know who they are, but they arrive together. And in that time on this island, they're supposed to interact with each other, but not get super deep. They're only supposed to have superficial conversations, as in, I love your eyes, I love your body, like what makes me attractive, how's your hair, can I help you with this? And if they find...
What about those conversations are superficial?
Well, they can't. So this is why it's superficial. Oh, this is what they say in the show. They can't go deep, as in they can't talk about their age.
Okay.
They can't talk about like what they do for a living.
Their parents, their life.
So they can't go too much into depth.
Them. Okay.
But through the superficial, bland conversations of, hey, look at my muscles. Ooh, look at your smile.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, if they find a connection, they're given the chance to go to the Paradise Suite.
Yeah.
And on the Paradise Suite it's luxurious. It's nice. They're not sleeping with all the other contestants. There's a pool. There's special food. And this is where you can go deep. This is where you can talk about your parents, what you do, your age.
Yeah.
And this is where you can cry.
Yeah. How quickly are some men crying? Like I imagine in the pre-island, they're like, yeah, I'm jacked. And then like 10 seconds in, like, my dad always said I was a little bitch.
Actually, it's all women.
Oh, it's women that cry?
Like
that makes sense.
Women are usually...
That doesn't make sense. More men should cry, to be honest.
Women are usually crying. But this is what I was thinking about doing on the podcast.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about doing this because I really love the show. And I was thinking about doing a bonus episode.
Uh-huh.
So we'll do this at your place. Mm-hmm. Think about this. Where we watch Singles Inferno together.
Okay.
And we're commenting on it as the episode goes.
I love that.
And it's a bonus episode once per week because there's 8 episodes. And we can go at it because there's this girl named...
There's only 8 episodes?
There's only 8 episodes.
Let's do it.
And there's this girl named Jatia who is like the special hypnotic individual. And I just want to go in. I think an episode dedicated to Singles Inferno would be fantastic.
I love that as bonus content because it's like you come here for us and our general takes and our our general banter, and then like if you really like us, which I hope you do, you go to these like more specific niche conversations where we're really specifically talking about this show.
And I'm also thinking about views at the same time because at the same time I want to grow this podcast.
Are a lot of people watching
Singles Inferno?
Is it a big show?
Yes, it's a big show, but also I love it.
Yeah.
I'm not like if I wanted views, I would talk about Kim K and Kanye West, which I'm so excited for his documentary.
Yeah.
But I don't really want to talk about it right now.
I'm down.
By the way,
love that.
Speaking of crying, I want to talk about this other thing, but so in the show, well, we'll talk about the crying later. We'll go to your show. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted to run by. You're okay with that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so we'll plan that out.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm so excited.
Let's do it.
We'll do it at your place. Dude, okay. Hey guys, if you have ideas about your thoughts about Singles Inferno, DM us, let us know.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have to tell you something.
Yep.
So there's this fucking movie that's being lauded by the film critics and the film what are those like film heads, like people that really enjoy film?
Critics.
Film
Connoisseurs.
film
reviewers,
connoisseurs, film reviewers,
fans,
the
nerds.
the nerds.
Yeah.
Well, there's this movie that's out right now.
Yeah.
It's called Licorice Pizza.
Mm-hmm.
And it's by what's his name again?
Paul Thomas Anderson.
It's Licorice Pizza by Paul Thomas Anderson.
Yeah.
Who's made things like
Magnolia, Phantom Thread,
yes,
Boogie Nights, I believe.
that movie with Daniel Day-Lewis, There Was Blood.
Gangs of New York, and There Will Be Blood.
There Will Be Blood. Gangs of New York is actually Martin Scorsese.
God, I'm a idiot.
Anyway,
I should.
You're not an
SAG
idiot.
card.
You're not.
I'm giving you my SAG card. I'm giving you the DGA card. I'm giving you the WGA card.
But you
I'm giving
have
you the
the SAG
PGA
card?
card. I have nothing. I relinquish control. I am a servant to you. Okay.
Please, sir, may I have some more?
I don't have any of those things. So
Oh, you don't have
I just have an IATSE card.
a Nazi card?
No, I do not have.
No, you're Jewish.
No, I am Jewish.
All right.
I am Jewish.
Okay, good.
I have an IATSE card.
IATSE. What's
Yeah.
an IATSE card?
It's another union. But let's move on. Licorice Pizza.
Yeah, Paul Thomas Anderson.
Yeah,
Licorice
PTA.
Pizza. And my brother, he's into all these like indie movies.
Yeah, PTA is one of definitely a top director for me.
Right.
I haven't seen Licorice Pizza though.
So we go in.
Yeah,
we're
with your brother?
watching the movie with my brother.
Yeah.
And we finish.
Is he hard to watch movies with because he's a filmmaker? Or?
Oh no, this is another brother who loves
Okay,
film.
got it. Yeah,
So we're sitting down, we watch the film, and he's like, "I love the movie."
got it.
And let me tell you about the movie. It's a timepiece.
Yeah,
As
period
in-
piece. Yeah,
Period piece.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Period piece.
Period piece.
Yeah.
Maybe this is why I suck at film, but it's a period
Yeah, this
piece.
is
Right.
yeah.
So it's based in the 1970s.
Yeah.
And I will tell you this: the aesthetics is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
The acting from these individuals
is great.
phenomenal. It's
Yeah.
Philip Seymour Hoffman's
Son.
little son.
Yeah.
You have Haim, the singers. It's this woman's first time debuting her film, which is really nice as an actress. Bradley Cooper's in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And basically the movie is like this cute love story about two people
Yeah.
that are at odds with each other to figure out if their friendship can bloom into love.
Yeah.
And
there's a big age gap, right?
right. Well, I'll get that in a second.
Yeah.
So when you look at it at that lens, you're like, wow, this is beautiful.
Yeah.
1970s period piece is great.
Set in LA.
Set in Los
Yeah.
Angeles.
1970s LA. I love 1970s LA as a setting for anything.
It's beautiful.
I wish I lived here in the 70s.
Acting is great.
Yeah.
Aesthetic is great. They get the period
Yeah.
right on, like spot on.
Yeah.
Acting, it's like round of applause.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
What's the thing?
The lead actress
Yeah.
who's falling in love with the other character,
Yeah.
she's 25,
Yeah.
and the person that she's falling in love with is 15
Yeah.
years old.
Yeah.
What the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
I don't care if it's 1970s.
Yeah.
I'm not going to support
Yeah.
someone that's fucking pedophile.
This is the characters, though, right? This isn't based on a true story, but it's
No, it's not
characters.
based. It's not based on a true story,
Yeah.
but it's
Wonder
the
what
characters.
is Philip Seymour Hoffman's son the kid?
He's 15 years old.
What's the actor's actual age?
Who knows?
Yeah.
I don't give a f***. What I care about the fact is that she's 25. She's
It's weird.
And no, there's even one part where she says, she like mumbles under her breath that she's 28 years old. Listen, woman.
Yeah.
Okay? I don't care. He's under 18.
Yeah.
You do not. Listen, I wanted to root for the movie so bad, but how can I root for a pedophile?
Yeah.
I can't root for a pedophile. Can you root for a pedophile?
No.
I can't.
No.
And so when my brother walked out of the theater, and all these other film heads were like, "Wow, what a dude!"
They missed that part.
Paul Thomas Anderson did it again.
Yeah.
Paul Thomas Anderson did it again. I looked at my brother like, "Dude, we watched the same movie."
It's weird.
She's a pedophile, dude.
Okay.
Dude, I'm sorry, pedophile.
I get it.
They anger me, bro.
And they should. And I'm not trying to lessen that for you. They should.
Okay?
They should anger you. They
It
should.
pisses me off,
but
dude.
but the sound. But you know the sound. So.
Oh, sorry.
No. I'm. Look, I'm not. I totally get it. Yeah, they're bad, and you should be angry about it. It's interesting that is there any time in the movie where someone's like, "Oh, that's not okay," like another character expresses that?
No one. That's
Never.
the thing.
It just goes unnoticed.
No one mentions that.
It's interesting. Must have happened either to me. I can't. PTA is one of my favorite directors. He's a brilliant director. I can't imagine him not being aware of how that would be received. So I either think he was saying, I understand how that's being received today. I'm not writing about what that relationship would be like today. I want to show you what it was like then. Is the movie about that? Do you think? Like, is it about the age difference or is it about just two people, trying to find out they're in love?
Okay, so here's the thing.
Yeah.
I love how you brought that lens in.
Yeah.
So if Paul Thomas Anderson says, okay, I understand there's a big age gap, and yes, she is but I want you to go as a viewer to get into that timepiece of the 1970s and put yourself there. And it is through that lens you could say this is okay.
Yeah.
However,
and you can applaud yourself, quote unquote,
right,
that you recognize that that's not okay today.
Right, but I think what's so to think about in this situation is that I believe in the 1970s, I don't think we were rooting for pedophiles. And I think
that was then too. There's no way.
Yeah, there's no way.
So it's kind of weird.
I think in our culture, I think we should think to ourselves and go, I don't think in the 1970s we're pro.
I still think that was cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think.
Like there were a lot of other things that shouldn't have been cool that were cool back then. But I don't think that was one of them. Yeah, I feel like we've always, for the most part, we've kind of had it right on
pedophilia.
Yeah. We've always been like, that's a no.
That's
a pass from me.
That's a pass from me.
That's a hard pass from me, dog.
And I don't think anybody mentions the age gap. It's
no one mentions it.
Bro, all you need to do, I don't care if he was still in high school, but if he was 18 years old, I'll be like, okay, I get this. I can root for this. I can root for this weird relationship because he's 18. Or, it'd be kind of cool. Maybe he's in community college. He's in community college and now she's 27, 28. I could get behind that because this 15-year-old he opens up a business. He does a lot of things that to me is so mature for a 15-year-old, but I think it would be even more believable if he was 19.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I guess what Mike this is why he's such a good director, because he's able to spark these types of conversations. And if this was his intention, then he's a fucking genius, which he is. But
for the marketing aspect of it, but
because he's getting people to talk about this. Because I mean, like we can't stop talking about it. And the fact that he didn't do these things that we're saying to do,
bad press equals good press,
is the point, is that he wanted us to discuss this. Maybe what he's doing, maybe I'm giving one of my favorite directors too much benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I think you are right now.
But listen,
I'm listening.
Maybe what he's doing is saying, I'm going to put this out there because now people are going to talk about this. Because I want people to talk about this. Because I'm just as mad at it as you, Jonathan. I'm just as mad at this, that this went on then. But now I'm going to portray it and people can talk about it. And now people can move forward and that is a beautiful thing about filmmaking.
Dude, though, like...
Am I just Rick?
No, I get what you're saying.
Shapiro this,
bro. I get.
That's O.J. Simpson's attorney.
Yeah. Okay.
One of his attorneys.
I understand where you're coming from the aspect of, hey, I was making this movie, and it is uncomfortable that she's a pedophile.
Yeah.
And so therefore we can talk about how angry we are about the fact that she is a pedophile. I really don't know if I have to bleep all those pedophiles out on the YouTube video, so I'll probably do that. But whatever.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. If that's the case, there has to be a line. There has to be some sort of internal issue that she's dealing with when it comes to the age gap. there's nothing explicit enough in the movie for us, the audience, to say that, hey, the director is having a commentary how in the 1970s, for some odd reason, we allowed idyllic relationships to happen.
It's almost like he's glamorizing it.
To me, he was glamorizing it because it was, look at these two people.
Yeah.
They're building a friendship together and watch them fall in love. This is the 1970s version of When Harry Met Sally. If I swear to God, if he wasn't 15, I would stand up from my chair and say, wow, this movie is phenomenal.
Yeah.
But because she's a pedophile, I go, no, I cannot support. And there's no critique on it. There's absolutely no critique. No one's showing anything. There's no internal struggle. There's one scene where she just goes in and she shows her titties to a 15-year-old. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, what are you doing?
It's really interesting. It's. I mean, I didn't see the movie, and I will say I love PTA. But it is. You bring up a really good point. It's confusing.
I think I do. Have you seen that movie with Brad Pitt?
Which one?
Where?
Which one of the Brad Pitt movies?
So it's Brad Pitt and Kevin Bacon, where the Kevin Bacon's and he sucks young Brad Pitt's.
I haven't seen it. Meet Joe Black.
Meet Joe Black. But anyway, that's where I'm coming from. I can't believe that. I just wanted to vent about how
it's really interesting
that movie was. It's because I think anybody in their right minds
would see that and recognize it.
Would be like, yo, I ain't supporting.
Yeah. What's tough though is you couldn't make a movie if you were trying to make a period piece and make it accurate. Or I don't know. Could you make a movie about like a kid who's being pedophileized?
Yeah.
And being relinquished or freed or being getting vengeance.
Getting vengeance?
Like would that be the most realistic portrayal of how that would go down in what? Maybe it would, because we're saying that wasn't okay.
Yeah, that wasn't okay.
So maybe that would be the most realistic.
There's a movie with Colin
Hanks.
Who's the guy that's
Firth? Farrell?
Is it Colin Farrell that's in SWAT with Samuel L. Jackson? And he's also the Penguin in the Batman. I think it's Colin Farrell.
Penguin in the Batman? No, that's Danny DeVito.
No. SWAT. The movie SWAT.
I think it's Colin Farrell.
So I think it's Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be looking at my phone.
Hey Siri.
When
who was in SWAT?
It's Colin Farrell. And Colin Farrell, he plays John Smith in Pocahontas. And the woman that he basically falls in love with is literally a 16-year-old girl while he's in his 30s. Mm-hmm. And
that happened back then.
Right.
That really happened. And that was okay back then.
So, I mean, it depends how that's glamorized.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like something. Maybe that's justified. But anyway, speaking of movies, there's one thing that so on Sunday, I didn't know this, because I was listening to The Daily, because, guys, I'm educating myself all the time.
I'm Michael Barbaro.
And
this
is The Daily. Don't forget, we get a lot of support from New York Times readers who subscribe.
Please subscribe to the New York Times. Here's what else you need to know today.
Dun, 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 dun. By the way, thinking about subscribers, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Please subscribe to the Bottle Club Pod. I'm Michael Barbaro, and this
is
The Daily.
The Daily.
Today is Monday, January 6th.
Was it January 6th?
No.
January 10th.
Sorry, January 10th.
And this is the rise and fall of the Golden Globes. So I didn't know this, but the Golden Globes was live tweeted on Sunday.
Yeah.
Jeremy Strong won, who I absolutely love from Succession.
Yeah.
Will Smith won.
Okay, I guess, Dad. What's up? My name's Kendall Roy, and I guess, I don't know, Dad, maybe we could, maybe go to, a party or something.
Fuck off.
Fuck off. Yeah. Fuck off. This is good.
I love the show.
Yeah.
Season 3 was great.
Uh-huh.
Will Smith won for Best Actor for King Richard. I'm really sad about the fact that Golden Globes was live tweeted, because
That's all it was? It wasn't aired?
It wasn't aired.
Yeah.
And it would have been phenomenal to hear Will Smith's speech.
So you're annoyed that it wasn't televised? Was it not televised because nobody watches that shit anymore?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So this is why it wasn't televised. So actually, in 2019 and 2020, the Golden Globes actually had a really high rating and high viewership. Mm-hmm. But the reason why the Golden Globes was live tweeted this year was because of controversy. See, unlike the Oscars, right, where they have like 2,000, 3,000 people voting to see who is the best film and actor for the different nominated movies and actors, Golden Globes is a little different. Instead of having 1,000 to 2,000 individuals, instead they only have a select group of about 100 voters. And these 100 voters are called the Foreign Hollywood Press.
Right.
But the issue is, since forever, they've always had controversy because these people would nominate others and make them win, not because of merit, but usually because they were bribed. So, for example, in 1982, someone got a billionaire and his wife. What they did was they said, hey, my wife is a great actress. She wins. But they find out that the billionaire brought all the full Hollywood horror foreign press to the hotel and gave them a lot of gifts.
Yeah.
Right? And what ended up happening with all the controversy is that everybody knows that the Golden Globes, people are there to get drunk, and the Foreign Hollywood Press is there just to meet celebrities. For example, The Tourist, Johnny Depp, Angelina Jolie. Horrible rated movie. But the Hollywood Foreign Press really wanted a selfie with Angelina Jolie.
Yeah.
Wanted to meet Johnny Depp. Wanted to take a little photo with them.
Yeah.
So they just nominated that movie, so therefore they could see them. And so last year, another bribe happened, even though the show ratings was high in 2019 and 2020. And because of that controversy, NBC, who usually makes the Golden Globes go live, was like, yo, Hollywood Foreign Press, we're done to promote this. Yeah. And we're going to figure this all out later.
Yeah.
So as there's a restructuring of the Golden Globes, this year they weren't able to restructure it fast enough, so everything was just live tweeted.
Wow.
Yeah.
Isn't
that crazy?
That's crazy. It's a crazy story, and I'm not surprised. I feel like versions of that go on with all of these awards. I really do think because I feel like a lot, Emmys, not that like people who win Emmys, it doesn't matter. I don't want to discredit anyone's awards. I think a lot of these people who win stuff are very talented and deserving, and I'm, I applaud them. But I mean, sometimes it is about having the money to push the marketing and like the connections to put enough promotion into getting nominated. That's how you get that into that position a lot.
The difference, though, is that with the Emmys, well, I don't really know the Emmys, but I know the Oscars.
Yeah.
Is that you're not bribing 3,000 people.
Sure.
Like the Foreign Hollywood Press, you can bribe 100 people easily.
Yeah,
right?
It's not a lot. Yeah.
Right? You can bribe 10 people, and that's a big swing for a vote, right? That's 10% of the vote.
Yeah.
Well, the Oscars is 2,000, 3,000 people, and I know this because my brother's documentary was on the long list. And so what ends up happening is you always start with your films like as a submission to like the thousands. And then you get on the long list, which puts you at 150 people. Then you get on the short list, which is 50 people. And then you get on the short list where there's 15 possible nominees. And then at the very end in February, out of the 15, they put out the 5 nominees.
Yeah.
So he was on the long list of 150 people.
It's amazing.
So you're absolutely right in the fact that you need a lot of money, but the money isn't for bribing these voters. It's for promotion.
Yeah.
Because the only way that voters...
It's kind of like campaigning.
Right.
If you have enough money to throw more ads and get in people's faces, you probably have a better chance.
Because as a voter, I don't know that you
don't even know it exists. Yeah.
How can I vote for something if I haven't seen it?
It's a good point.
Oh, so like an example.
And then it's like you see it and you like it.
You see it and you like it, and then you go, okay.
Yeah, but why it's a little bit more fair is it stops after they've seen it. The money flowing to it's done. The connection is cut off. They need to decide now which one they like the best of all the ones they see.
It's like a political campaign.
Yeah,
the more they see your face, the more likely they'll vote
remember
for you
because
because they will remember you.
Yeah.
Like
it's simple. Yeah,
it's the exposure effect. If you want a girl to fall in love with you, I mean, you already have a wife.
Yeah,
but you try to make her
be in their face as much as you can.
Yes,
you want.
Well, either thank God we have social media.
Yeah, that makes.
But if you're on a date, you bring them in 5 different places, and
yeah.
So
I think, but I will say, look, I'm gonna sound like a hypocrite here.
I want you to be a hypocrite
because
please.
I would love to. I hope to one day I can win an award like that. And
definitely.
But that being said, I do find them to be the antithesis of some creativity, and I think kind of distracts us from what's important in content creation or making things. Like I think
tough though.
I just don't like. First off, I feel like those awards, to be an actor, right? To win Best Actor at the Academy Awards. I know there's makeup. Yes, I know there's so many people that were affiliated, supported that actor on that project and outside that project for them to get that award, and it's not just about that actor. And I don't like when team efforts, when we can pick like individual rewards out of what is really a team effort. Like I really, it's this thing that I battle in my head. Like, if Brad Pitt wins an award for Best Actor, but his makeup artist doesn't win Best Makeup Artist, and the producer doesn't win, it's just like, it just feels, I don't know. And I also
you're saying that when a Best Actor wins, the whole team, I mean, that's why they thank the entire team. Usually.
I know. I don't know. It also like, it feels like more I watch these awards, maybe this is just the time we live in with the pandemic, it just feels like yucky to me. It's like,
I don't know, man. I have to disagree with you.
That's fair. That's fair. I just feel like.
How about this? Think about the Olympics. Michael Phelps wins gold medal.
Yeah.
Do you not think that he deserves that gold medal because of his performance? What are we supposed to... I mean, him winning gold medal is like his coach and everyone under him getting a gold medal as themselves, and then they're able to get more jobs because of it. So an actor to me is like Michael Phelps or like Tom Brady or like I guess
like, let me think about it like this.
Okay.
If I was a director and my lead actor won a best actor. Yeah. But I win it. I would feel like I probably had won if he won it. And if he won Best Actor, but I didn't win Best Director, but he won, I probably would feel like, wow, we did something great. So, it's a good point. I don't know. I think these award specials, I don't know. There's something about it that makes it feel
okay. I
like,
hear what you're saying.
I don't think they need to be on TV. I honestly really don't.
Whoa.
I
don't know, man.
They're just like,
because what you're saying. Okay. I can't believe I love this.
This is great.
So
this is our first disagreement.
Yeah. The thing that I think about it is this way, is that, hey, listen, like some directors, they don't win while their actors in the movie do win. And you shouldn't be always thinking that I feel like you're saying like the director's a little zealous or jealous of the fact that they're not also winning.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if I were a director and my actor, I would feel like I had won because so I'm being a hypocrite. Like I am kind of going back and forth because I don't really know where I stand on it. But what I'm saying is like, I just feel like,
but they also performed well. Like okay,
you know what it is? It's like LeBron James getting called MVP when he is the MVP, obviously, but like it was a team effort for him to get to that point.
Okay, it was a team effort, but he was a leader in that space to make that team work. And the reason why you can say that is because when he's not in Cleveland, their team sucks. Yeah. But then he's in Cleveland and their team wins. I'm saying that the movie itself or the project itself would not have been as great as it was without that actor or actress.
Yeah. Look, I'm saying all of it. I think I agree with you now. I think you've convinced me.
I mean, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah,
it makes a lot of sense.
Well, I've never had that thought challenged, so I'm happy I brought it up because I am thinking about it, how you're saying it. And it may look like an individual achievement, but it is like, it wouldn't feel like one if you were working, like the makeup artist on some movie that they were working on the best actor must feel awesome that person that they were working on won, and that looks good for them too. Yeah, I worked on them,
right, and then,
worked with Brad Pitt. Yeah, you should hire me.
I mean, I hear what you're saying, right? It's just hard because it's like everyone deserves an award, and no, they don't.
But they don't. I think on a
competition is I mean, I'm a hardcore capitalist, I guess you could say in this case. Is competition is what fuels. It's what fuels better performances.
I don't think everyone needs a reward, but I do feel like if the best actor is going to get a reward, then I want everyone on that film set to get a reward. And obviously, that's crazy. That's nuts. You can't. Do that.
when the movie
probably feel like
when the movie gets Best Picture, like maybe everyone gets lauded.
Yeah.
I mean, man. I mean, I hear what you're saying.
No, I hear what you're saying.
But I
hear what you're saying.
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
We're saying each other.
Yeah.
Ryan Coogler, though, I will say, says it best when Ryan Coogler is the director of Black Panther, and Creed 2, and he made this great movie with Michael B. Jordan that he directed called Fruitvale Station. That's how he got really big.
Yeah.
Because he graduated with a master's degree at USC, and Forrest Whitaker, who's an alumni of USC, said, "Hey, Ryan Coogler, you're amazing. Here's $700,000 to make your film." And that's why going to a prestigious school sometimes works, because of that alumni and that network if you're talented. Anyway, I love Ryan Coogler because he says this. He's like, every single time I make a movie, I say to my actors and I say to everyone that's working, we are like a sports team. And if we all play our positions correctly, we will make a phenomenal movie.
Yeah.
And so I get what you're saying in terms of, hey, when you win an award, regardless of where you are in the team, make it known and clear
it wasn't you that got there. Yeah. No, you're right.
How do like, if I, like, for example, this podcast, when you succeed, I succeed.
Yeah.
When I succeed, you succeed.
Yeah.
And no matter what I'm going to do, I'm going to always try to push us together, regardless of who gets the most views, regardless of who gets their because
which is a metric that we actually are calculating.
Yes.
Always.
We
have a chart.
We have a chart.
Yeah.
We don't have a chart for the views, but we do have goals for the second.
Yeah. I'm ahead of Jonathan by 7,000, but that's because I have a wife.
Yeah,
Sorry.
he has a wife.
Yeah.
But anyways, speaking about your wife, like, what happened? What's going on? Like cockroaches or something going on right now?
Oh yeah. Well, so I was just like feeling really grateful for our apartment that we live in.
Yeah.
And it's not the nicest place, but it's home, and I feel like we finally have a place where you're like, I could stay here for a little bit. This is home, because it wasn't always like that. When Sid and I, when we first moved in together, we moved into an apartment in North Hollywood. That was marketed as a 2-bedroom, and when we went to go see this apartment, the old tenants were still living in it.
Yeah.
So it was like disgusting. These people were like slops. It was food everywhere. It was gross. It was so gross. But in our head, but the bones of this apartment were like really great. So we're in our heads, we're like, well, they're gonna clean it like any landlord does when you move in, right? Or the people living there are gonna clean it. Someone's gonna clean it. So we're like, okay, whatever. So then we sign the lease, we send our deposit, and then we go to move in. So our move-in date is on a Saturday.
Yeah.
But we go in Friday night just to bring over a couple things. So
you're doing a little
pre-move.
A little pre-move
to just make it easier on the next day.
Right, that makes sense.
So Sid and I load our car up, and we drive over to this place. And
it's like foreplay.
How so?
You gotta warm that body up before you go in.
Yeah, we're foreplaying our apartment.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm eating my apartment out.
Sorry to interrupt. My bad.
No, it's okay. So we get to the apartment and we start to bring stuff in, and I look around. I'm like, wow, this is gonna be our home together, and the place is, as far as I can see, cleaned up from the slobs. And I go into the second bedroom, and I see maybe 300 cockroaches.
Jesus 300?
Dude, I'm not. It was
300.
It was so many.
Sparta?
Dude, it was nuts. It was, I'm not kidding.
Oh,
and I'm literally like,
God.
I'm like, Sid, we got a problem. We got a problem. And I go in and I start stomping on all these cockroaches.
What is this, dude?
And I'm just like stomping on them. And then Sid comes in. She starts freaking out. We're like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Like, can we move in? We called the landlord and he's like, I don't even remember what he said. He said, I'll have someone come look at it. You know, still move in.
It's like the Mummy, dude.
Yeah. And we're like, are you sure? And then the next day we move in.
Yeah.
And then, and it's really bad. And we're like, we're not staying here tonight. You know, we tell the landlord we're not staying here. And he's like, no problem. We'll have someone. He's like, I'll get an exterminator here like as soon as I can. I think he had to wait till like Sunday or Monday.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, we'll go stay with our friends. So we stay with our friends. And then the exterminator comes. We meet him there. We're with the landlords. And exterminator comes in. This guy was like nuts. He was like a sweet guy, but he barged into the apartment. He's like, all right, where the roaches at? Show me the roaches. Where they at? Hey, over there. Okay, cool. Like so it was daytime.
Yeah.
And, he asks us, he gets in, he's like, have you seen any roaches today during the day? Have you seen any roaches? And we're like, yeah, we saw like one. He's like, you saw one? And we're like, yeah, we saw one. He's like, you saw one? And he was like, yeah. And he was like, in the day? And we were like, yeah. And he was like, that's a bad sign. And he was like, cockroaches live at night. You see one during the day, you got a problem. So we're like, so he ends up seeing a cockroach while he's there. He kills it. He literally smacks it on his hand, lifts it up. He's like, come here, look at this. Look at this roach. He's like, come here, look at this roach. You see the roach? You see the roach right here? That's a German cockroach right there. I guess that's a type. Or maybe he said it was an American cockroach. I think there are two types of cockroaches. He's like, the Americans are smaller ones, okay? And he's like, have you seen any little guys of these? And we're like, yeah, when that night we saw like a bunch of little. He's like, oh, they got babies. Oh, now we got a real problem. Ooh. He's like, really like, he's like, yeah, German cockroaches, you see one during the day, that means you got a problem. So, all right, what we're going to do is I'm going to take care of this, okay? I'm going to come in on Monday. I'm going to put up the traps and we'll do it in tiers, okay? We'll try to do traps. We'll try to do like glue, put a little glue deposits all over the apartment. And then if it doesn't get better, then we'll put the tarp up and we'll do the what's it called, the what's that word called, fumigate. We fumigate.
No, fumigate.
So we're like, okay, well, what are we gonna do? We can't live here. And he's looking around. And he's like, let's see the oven. So we open up the oven. Yeah. The oven is filled with roaches.
Oh my!
Filled. And he
God!
goes, and the cockroach guys goes, oh boy, this is the nucleus.
This is the.
This is the nucleus. And he's like, this is a problem. This thing's got to come out of here. And we're like, what do we can have an oven? And the landlord it's the landlord and he's like this Israeli guy. He's an artist. He's like an Israeli guy. And then his wife is like a proper British lady. And she's just trying to think everything's pleasant and everything's okay. And oh, there are roaches, but it's not a problem. And so we're just like dealing with these two people. The wife did not think this was an issue. She thought we were being very dramatic, and the husband was just trying to like he didn't even know what to do. He was just like, I don't know what to do. It seems okay, but is it not okay? I don't know. They're like, we have to pull the oven.
Yeah.
Pull the oven. He looks at our fridge, right? And the fridge is he's like, this has to be taped up with duct tape. Because what's going to happen is these roaches, they're going to want to crawl into electronics and they're going to want to live there. Yeah. So we're taping up the fridge. I'm taping up every electronic in the house. And like, to make a long story short, there's a lot of beats to this, but like
go ahead and explain it.
Okay, I'll keep going. So this is days going on.
Right.
And he comes, he does his thing and we're not living in this apartment. We can't eat there. Like we can't eat. Like
how can you eat when there's cockroaches?
We don't have an oven. We can't use our fridge.
The oven has the nucleus of cockroaches.
And we're looking at LA City law, and apparently it's like illegal. You can't let someone move in with vermin. You can't let someone move in without a stove. Yeah. Like these are basic necessities that the landlord is supposed to provide.
Hopefully you're getting some money back.
So I'll get there. So it's it's getting worse, and we're not staying. While the exterminator is doing his thing, we give him like 2 days to not be there, just let it take effect. We're living somewhere else in our friend's house on a blow up air mattress.
Right.
And we give it 2 days. We come back. We're like, okay, finally. And we get in there, and it's like, okay, it's not bad. We don't see anyone. We're during the day though. We don't see anyone. We don't see any cockroaches. Maybe this is okay. Maybe they figured it out. Evening comes. Through the afternoon, we start unpacking finally. Mm-hmm. We can't eat there again because there's no oven. So we go to Whole Foods. We eat there. Come back nighttime. Get ready for bed. And these roaches just come out like so many.
Oh my God!
So
as your guy says, they come at night.
Yeah, they come out at night, and
they're German.
And days go on, it's just not getting better. And Sid and I are like, we're really freaking out. Like we're like, we can't live like this. We're gonna get an oven. Like we can't do this, And we're freaking out, and Sid's like starts calling. So the landlord and his wife come by to see for themselves if it's really that bad. And I'm telling him, like, we can't live like this. And they're like, why? And like, I can't even shower. I can't shower. You said I can't shower because the drain's all
up, dude.
Up because of the roaches. And she's like, oh, well, why don't you take, this is what she says. I swear. She said this. She says, well, why don't you take like a horse bath? I'm like, excuse me? She's like, a horse bath. WHORE. I'm like,
wait, what's that? What's a whore bath?
So I'm like, what is that?
Is it a woman that gets naked inside the shower and she gets plowed and trained by other cockroaches?
No. She's like, go to the sink. Just get a little water in your hand. You just splash it on yourself and go to work like that. And I'm like, are you dumb? Like, no. I'm paying you rent here. I'm not taking a whore's bath. What are you doing?
But that's what whores do. Just a little splash.
This lady's insane.
I'm never having sex with again.
And the husband, he's doing like repairs, like things that we told him that need work.
Yeah.
There was a hole. There was a tiny, like a hole about this big in the floor. I don't know why we ever moved into this place. There's a hole in the floor.
You still moved in the place?
Oh yeah, we have all our shit there. We're and Sid and I were at this time.
That kind of makes sense. Sometimes you're like foreplaying and you're like, oh, I don't want to have sex with her anymore, but you're like, fine, it's already warmed up.
I guess so. Yeah.
So this is what's happening with you.
Yeah. So there's a little hole in the living room, and Sid watched our landlord, saying he was fixing it, take a paper towel, shove it into the hole.
The hell?
And then take a hot glue gun and fill up the hole. That's how he fixed this shit. And he was like, look, it's fixed. I did it. It's done.
What is he, 14, dude?
Dude, it was insane. I mean, there's so many. And these people, the landlords, they're not really believing us of how bad this is because they're coming during the fucking day. Yeah. And there's not a lot of cockroaches.
And remember this. Cockroaches?
They live at night.
They live at night.
And so they're coming during the day. They're not believing us. So Sid is calling. She's like, F them. I'm calling the landlord. I'm calling the cockroach guy. So my wife is starting to develop this relationship with this cockroach guy. They're like best friends. She's calling him like 3 times a day. Jimmy, what's going on? I see a roach here. Oh, what kind of roach is that? It's small. It's okay. Small. Small's a problem. Small means there's 30 more of them because cockroaches have babies in 3s. And she's like, well, I don't know what to do. I keep smashing them. It's like, don't smack them. Don't crush them. Because when you crush a cockroach and that cockroach is pregnant, that cockroach, its last thing it does before it dies is it gives birth to its babies. Oh. So you kill a cockroach and then the birthing sac comes out of that ass. Comes right out of that ass, okay? And then it gives birth to 30 babies.
Dude, this is a really good cute story with your wife and this guy.
They ended up having an affair and leaving me. No, but so we're freaking out. We're like, oh my God, we really have a problem. And he's like, yeah, I'm trying to tell. And he's like, between you and me, I'm telling you, landlord, that you guys, that building has a serious problem. It's not just you. Because if you got this many cockroaches in your apartment, they're all over the building.
Yeah.
And he said the guy won't fix it. He's like, he's not going to pay to fix it because it cost him a lot of money. He's got to get the whole building. He's got to pay for everyone to leave. And we're just like, he's like, look, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but this is what I would do. I would leave that apartment. I would demand.
I would leave the apartment. You think about this after like a month?
So we're there for a month. And I'm not going to lie. This is not my finest moment. It was a really great place. It was a good deal. I was like, it was a really nice apartment if it wasn't infested with roaches.
Germans.
And Sid maybe lasts like a week, and by a week she's like, no, we're leaving. And I wait another 2 more weeks, and I'm like, okay, you're right, we're gonna go. So Sid and I like lawyer up. We look it up. Can we get out of our lease? What are the rules?
Yeah.
And we look up all these things. You can't have vermin. Okay, we're within our rights to leave and to ask to be let out of our lease and get our money back. So we type up this like formal letter. We're like lawyers.
Yeah.
We're like lawyers.
Dear City of Los Angeles.
No, yeah, and to the landlords,
Right.
like I literally, there was at one point where we were both like, should we become lawyers? Should we stop being comedians? Let's be lawyers. So we write this letter
Pass
up.
the goddamn bar, bro.
Yeah, we write this letter up, and I say, okay, tomorrow, I'm gonna bring it to the landlords. I get a text from Sid.
Yeah.
We're not doing the letter. You know, the landlords came by, and I threatened to sue them. I screamed at their face, and they are letting us out of our lease.
Nice.
And I was like, are you kidding me? I thought we were going to have to go through this whole rigmarole.
Yes,
you know?
bro.
And apparently, so Sid, I get home, Sid tells me the story. You know, the British lady and her husband, the Israeli guy, they come into the apartment, and Sid's like, I'm done. I cannot live like this. If you don't give me my money back, I will sue you for everything you are worth. Give me my money back. Let me out of my lease.
Damn.
End of discussion. And they were like she yelled at them.
Dude, you guys are a great team.
And I mean,
were you holding coffee this time and shaking?
I was like, God damn it! I was spilling coffee on my head. It was like the Super Bowl, but I'm spilling coffee on my head instead of Gatorade.
Call back.
Yeah, call back. Boom. So we end up getting out of that place. We found a new place, and we ended up working out. But that was crazy, man.
Holy shit!
That was a month. I didn't sleep for like a month because I kept thinking cockroaches were crawling on me.
When was this?
This was June 2018.
I cannot believe you stayed there for a whole month.
A whole month, man. And they gave us all our money back.
Dude, if you didn't have your wife, you probably stayed there for this like a year.
See, this is the thing why a
women
partner,
are the best?
Yeah, women are the best, or just a partner who believes you deserve to not live amongst roaches. The standards are very low for me. I'm like, oh, you really don't think so? You think I should move out of this cockroach infested place? Okay, maybe I will.
Dude, I've never had to deal with cockroaches. I've only had to deal with like massive rats, but not as
it was crazy. I mean, even
not as crazy as you.
When we went to our new place,
yeah,
like literally for weeks we would be like looking at the floor and be like, what the hell is that? What is that? What's that on the ground? Oh, it's lint. Okay.
Oh, it's not a cockroach.
Jesus Christ. Like so for weeks.
Whoa, what's and do you have PTSD because of it?
We had it for a bit, and like we asked our new landlord, we were like, can we have a exterminator come like regularly? And he was like, yeah, they already do that.
Dude, PTSD is not a good thing.
I mean, look, all things considered, like it could have been worse, but like it was like really bad. Yeah, it was disgusting.
Look where you live now.
Yeah,
everything's working out.
Yeah, everything's working out. No roaches. And we live like slobs, so.
So you're the cockroach.
Yeah.
If there's gonna be one cockroach in the house,
it's gonna be me.
It's gonna be you.
Let me tell you something. If it's gonna be one cockroach in this house, it's gonna be me. Okay.
And it comes out on the day and at night.
And I come out on the day and the night. Okay. Sometimes I'm up all night. Yeah. Anyways.
No. I was thinking of like I said, like only had to deal with like rats.
Yeah, rats are terrible. That I would rather have roaches honestly than rats.
Can I tell you, like when I was, if that's okay,
please.
So when I was 13 years old, the way that I made like side money was.
Don't tell me.
No.
Don't tell me you'd kill rats.
No, I was a gardener.
Oh, okay.
I was like a landscaper. So I would be with the other laborers, like Eduardo and all these other individuals, and we would mow lawns and pull weeds. And make sure we have two. So one of these days, this guy that I was working for, he lived in this like 2-acre estate. Yeah. And there would always be like rattlesnakes and garden snakes around.
Shit, dude.
And he had this wonderful patio in the backyard with this beautiful 3-series laser barbecue. We're talking 3, like the middle compartment. So you lift it up and there's 3 slots where you could put your hamburgers and your chicken. And then on the left side, you could have for like little pieces, like the vegetable grill. And on the right side, you could have like your marinated, slow cooked ribs. And then underneath is where you stationed all your set of tools like gasoline, the scraper. But the thing is, he hasn't touched it for about a year. So it's like rusty and there's cobwebs all around it.
Yeah.
And the guy looks at me and Eduardo and he goes, Jonathan or Eduardo, I need you to clean it. I'm like, oh, I got this. But there might be some rats inside the barbecue. I'm like, what the rats? So I'm 13 years old, so I'm thinking, because I'm a genius, I guess. I'm like, all right, step number 1, let's go to Home Depot. Step number 2, let's get a lot of rat traps.
Yeah.
So I get around 30 rat traps.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm thinking, okay? I'm just
Garano versus the rat.
Right.
Round one.
I
It's
don't know.
Tekken, but you versus a rat.
I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what I'm doing, but
Yeah.
I think to myself, maybe this is the way to go.
Yeah.
So we take 15 of the rat traps, put it on like the right side of the underneath barbecue place. 15 on the other side.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. And they're all like latched, they're ready to go.
Yeah.
Like, so my thought process is
It's a freaking war zone in there.
I'm going to open underneath the barbecue, the latch, and when the rats run out to the side, they're going to get snatched up or they're going to just like run free.
Yeah.
I should have just thought they're going to just run free because that's I think better.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You'd rather them run free than be killed.
And like, okay, Eduardo, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab the hose. So I take out the hose. And I'm like, okay, all right, Eduardo, okay. So one of those like spray hose. What you're going to do when I say uno, dos, tres.
Yeah.
We're going to open up the bottom of the drawer of that compartment. And I'm going to spray inside.
Yeah.
And we're going to go to war.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay. And I go, okay, here's your weapon. And he has a shovel in his hand. So he's holding a shovel.
Oh my God, this is so gross.
And he's like shaking.
Yeah.
He's like shaking. Like, oh, Jonathan. He's like a 26-year-old
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah, he's a kid.
He just got hired from Home Depot.
Yeah.
He don't know what he's getting involved with.
Yeah.
I'm 13 years old, just trying
Somehow
to
you're in charge.
Yeah, well, you know, I was in Fallbrook.
Yeah.
Racism is going around.
Yeah, I was just going to say, how racist are you? Like, let's put the 13-year-old in charge.
Right.
Obviously, this is an adult here. We can't put him in charge.
But I speak fluent English.
Yeah.
You know, and Eduardo did not.
Yeah, sure.
Loved him, though. He named his son, by the way, after my name, Jonathan.
Wow,
Anyway.
that's sweet.
So Eduardo comes down, and he's had the shovel, and I'm like, all right, here we go, dude. Here we go. I'm so scared. Yeah. I'm like shaking, like, I don't want to do this. I open up the compartment and I spray inside. And oh my God, rats just start funneling out. I'm like, ah! And I don't know how many were going, but I will say the rat traps around them were like snapping, but no one was getting caught. Maybe like one got like caught on like a I should have got the sticky ones. What was I thinking? The water's going everywhere. So the rat traps are like snapping because of the water. Because I'm 13. I'm not that smart, dude. Yeah. And the rats are going, and he's like trying to hit the rats as they're going with the shovel. He gets like one or two. I'm like, ah! There's like blood everywhere.
Kill them? That's so
just a couple. We're like, oh my God. I'm like jumping up and down. I'm like, oh my God. Spray it. About 30 rats, I think.
Oh my God.
Or like 50 rats, whatever. Start running through.
That's so gross. I'm gonna throw up.
And we're like there. We smell like, you smell like the rats.
Yeah.
There's blood on the left side and the right side. I think he like shows up his like shovel. He's like, I think I got one or a couple. I'm just in shock. The rat trap idea did not work successfully.
No, of course not.
And then we look at it and everything's wet and everything's gone. I'm like, okay. And so I said, Eduardo, I guess you're going to go inside and start cleaning underneath.
Oh, no.
But we
Did
took
you help
turns.
him?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
And then we cleaned it all up. And, man, that fucking guy that hired us. But he did bring out some lemonade afterwards, I believe.
Good.
And,
cool. Thank God for that.
Great job for
Thank God for
the
that.
lemonade.
Yeah. Wow. Crazy.
There's one thing that one of our viewers, one of our crew members, he sent a DM.
Yeah.
And the DM, he's like, yo, Noah and Jonathan, I've been dealing with my own relationship issues, and I would just want to know, like, what does it take? How do you kind of console your partner?
Uh-huh.
Like, when she's hurt or when she's going through a lot, how do I console her because I care and love her so much? And so, because we are the Bottle Club, we're relationship experts. No, I'm kidding.
We're not, but I'm happy to give advice.
You're a therapist.
I'm happy to talk out of my ass.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I want to do a therapist thing with you in a second.
Okay.
COVID. Anyway,
Sorry, it's COVID.
Yeah. So,
COVID's been weird. I
What happened?
Well, my symptoms were weird. I kept shitting out of my ass and peeing out of my dick.
Really?
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding.
Would you also have saliva inside your mouth?
Yeah. And then
you got dirt in your fingernails, I'm guessing, too.
Yeah.
Dude, that same thing with me.
Yeah. Those were my
it
symptoms.
was so strange.
It's crazy.
My hair started growing just a little bit longer, too.
Every day?
Every day.
Yeah, and I had to brush my teeth twice a day.
The weirdest thing, too, was like I saw like parts of my toenails get a little bit longer.
Oh, wow. Crazy.
Okay. COVID.
Okay. That's a good bit. Okay. What? Wait. So. So consoling. How do you
console your partner? Well, I'll tell you a story. Like how. So I was dating this girl, and she worked in the medical field, and so I remember because she just started out as she was like really hard on herself when it comes to the school that she was in, UCSF. University of California of San Francisco. So really smart, but she was like really young, like 23 years old in the medical field, trying to make it happen. And she was always stressed out. She also had another job. And I remember one of my friends, he said, try this. If your partner is ever in a situation where she is breaking down, most guys where they fail is they try to fix the situation right away. Like, hey, calm down. This is how you fix it. Let me help you. But Jonathan, this is what I want you to try. I just want you to try to be there.
Yeah. I was just going to say that. Yeah.
So one day she comes back from work and her school, and I could look at her and I could see her in distress. She looks distraught. Her energy of peppiness, it wasn't there. And I go, hey, what's going on? She's like, nothing, just had like a really tough day, but I'm gonna go take a shower just to clear my head. And I go, okay, you do that. She goes inside the bathroom, and she's taking a shower. And from the outside that I'm in, from outside of the bathroom, outside of the door, I can hear the girl that I'm with crying. She's bawling. And I'm like, oh my God, the woman that I love at this moment is breaking down. And then I remember what that guy told me. And so what I did was I took out a piece of him, whatever, and I unlocked the door. I walked in the bathroom with my clothes on. I jumped in the shower with her, and I just held her as she just cried. Like I walked behind her and I just grabbed her, and as I held her, she just cried and cried and cried, and then she turned around and cried on the t-shirt that I was in.
So you're wearing clothes in the shower?
In the shower, because it was a movie magic moment.
That is like really sweet, because then you're like, this isn't about sex. This is just about me wanting to be here for you and love you, and
that's what I kind of wanted it to be.
That's really beautiful, dude.
Right?
I can't believe you wore all your clothes. Shoes too?
No.
Okay, because then she would be like, dude, get the out of here.
Yeah, get the out of here.
Mud all over the shower. You're disgusting.
It was just like a white.
Is that dog shit?
Is that dog shit on your shoe?
Come into this shower with dog shit?
I think I was just wearing a t-shirt and some shorts.
Yeah.
But I think at that moment I just wanted to have this image with her to say, hey, listen, I am not here for anything sexual.
Yeah.
I'm bordering up all my parts. I'm just here for you.
I want to feel, I think it's kind of important to like feel the pain with them, to feel what they're feeling with them. So this is not just, I think this is a good thing with men and men or whatever, any gender. It's not just about relationships. I think people want to feel like they're not alone, like what they're going through. I think that's why podcasting is so special, because if I talk about, that cockroach story, I'm sure someone in the crew's dealt with something and they're like a lifetime listener now because they feel connected to something. Like that's what it's about, just feeling, not fixing, feeling what they're feeling.
Feeling what they're feeling. Yeah. So I'm holding her. She cries. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
And so after we're done, like maybe we're in the shower for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Turn off the shower. She gets out. I take off everything and then rinse it. And then I see her again. And then we're just sitting there on the kitchen table. And she's like sitting there. I take out my hand and I hold it there. And then she takes her hand and she grasps my hand. And then she looks at me and she just goes, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And it was at that moment that I realized that just being there without saying anything, just holding her, was probably the most romantic thing that I've ever done for her. But more importantly, that's all she really needed.
Yeah.
And a lot of guys, I think they have this misconception again to say, what's
we're
wrong?
fix-it. We like to fix things. That's what men like to do.
Right,
we
but
solve things and fix things.
After you console, then you wait until she goes, when a girl's like, what would you do?
Yeah.
That is when you pounce. That's when you lead.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's when you lead.
Help. Yeah. That's when you advise.
But I'm not going to go to you and say, do this.
Well, nobody likes that. It's like a bad way to approach anything. Like, can I just feel what I'm feeling first? Like, I'm not ready to be in solution mode. Yeah. It may take me a second. I want to feel what I'm feeling. That's a natural thing.
That is a very natural thing. But I don't want to end on a, I mean, what do you think about that?
I think it's great. I think it's great advice. I mean, like, I don't think we're not advising you to jump in the shower fully clothed. Like, you know,
I mean, it's romantic, bro.
Jonathan took a huge risk, but you know, you need to evaluate that risk for yourself. Ask your doctor if it's right for you.
I know that when I say this on TikTok, they're gonna be like, "This guy doesn't have these. These are not real." Like, bro, that's
amazing. I think it's good advice. I think just listen and don't try to solve, and really, 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 really try to listen. Just listen first, and really try to understand when, like, are they asking for advice? Do they just want to talk? Like, just be there. Really, it's really great advice. I mean, I don't really have much more to add in that. Like, just be there and listen, and don't say what you would do. Really try to think what's best for this person. Take everything you know about them and really consider the solution with that perspective, not what you would do. Don't compare yourself. Just be there, listen.
Be there presently.
Sometimes that's enough. Sometimes even advising, you don't even need to do it. You just need to listen, because sometimes
they will ask if they need it.
Yeah, and a lot of times I often find when I talk things out and I complain to my wife or whatever or something, I figure out the solution by the end of it. Like, I'm like, you know what? This isn't a big deal. Okay, I'm glad I got it out. Let's move on.
It's like Inception. You want them to figure out the problem. I want to end at least with like something kind of
let's do it.
Upbeat, and then I want to do a therapy session with you for something. Is that okay? Right. That I just learned from my therapist, and then we are out.
Let's do it.
Okay, so the girl that I was dating for a while, she was like, "Hey, you know, we've been having some fun. I've always wanted to try something with a guy. Can I try it with you?" Mm-hmm. And I go, "What do you want to try?" She goes, "I've always wanted to be the big spoon." Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh my God, I've always wanted to be the little spoon.
Yeah, great.
Because you know, when you're the big spoon, you're like, your hand gets caught. You're like, sometimes like, you're like,
well, you got to go under the
restricted.
neck. You do the neck move.
Oh my God.
What's the neck move's good. So when you're spooning, if you're big spoon, put your arm under the neck and go like that. It's much more comfortable. That's because that's the thing. You never know what to do with your.
I just don't know what to do.
I'm telling you, dude, come here.
Okay.
Like, lean this way.
Okay.
So it would be like this.
Ah.
You know, as opposed to like being like that. That's why it's so uncomfortable.
But then what about the neck pressure on your hand?
You don't feel it because there's a space when you're sleeping. You know what I mean?
But what?
So when you're sleeping, you have a pillow and you have your shoulder keeping you up, but there's a little space here.
Oh, it's like breathing room
arm.
a little bit.
Yeah, there's a little breathing room for your arm.
Interesting.
So you're not like crushed.
Well, next time that I do that, I will. That's a good idea. I didn't even think about that.
Oh my God, dude!
And I've been cuddling for years.
This is how you do it.
So
this is how you do it.
So I'm like, yes, I definitely want to try it. Thank you for the advice, by the way. I'm like, I definitely want to be the little spoon.
Yeah, of course.
So, you know, the first day,
I'm
not gonna lie, being the little spoon, phenomenal.
It's great.
Imagine a tiny little person. Just having her hand
on your back,
not only your back, but also like it kind of like touches your chest a little bit.
Oh, I love that.
Right, it is.
It's really comforting.
It's so comforting.
Yeah.
So, and they're like, you know, she's tiny, so she's like trying to like wrap.
It's a koala bear.
It's like, oh, it's so cute. Like I'm the tree. Like, and I'm not that tall, but I love it.
I'm the tree. Yeah.
Second day, having a little fun again.
Yeah.
She does it again. Right around like the 5th day, though.
Yeah. So,
she's cuddling me. Mm-hmm. She's the big spoon, and I am the little spoon.
Yeah.
And it's like in the middle of the night. And I wake up and I'm like, wait a second. And my stomach is like, right. My stomach is rumbling. And I'm like, oh, no. And then I fart.
Oh my God.
I fart. And this is not just like any fart. This is like, I just shattered type of fart. Okay?
This is my impression of Jonathan's fart. I can't believe this happened. Sorry, I really like being a little spoon, but I just farted shit in my pants.
And then,
yeah.
It's one of those like,
yeah.
And it was so like, I don't even know what, it was so big.
Yeah.
That when it hit her, because she's so tiny, her stomach is where my ass is. And because
you shot a hole into her
and
stomach.
because we're sleep, we just had some. So she's like just wearing. So she's bare. Her stomach is bare. She's not wearing a t-shirt. She's just bare.
Jonathan's farts are the power of 100 horses.
So it hits her stomach and it like bevels, like it hits her stomach.
Oh my God!
And she's like, she like wakes up. She's like, what the?
Yeah.
She's like, what? She's like, oh.
Was her head under the blanket too?
No, we're on top of the blanket. But that's shit. She should have. No. And
if you fart with your girl and it's under the blanket, do not go under there.
Do not go under there.
Don't you dare.
Don't go under there.
Don't go under there.
So she's like, what the fuck? What? And she pushes me out of the way. She's like, ah. She's like, oh, she's like, ah. And I look at her and I'm just like looking up, and she looks at me and she's like, did
How long you been dating for at this point?
I think like a couple months.
Okay.
And she's like,
oh man.
She's like,
Jesus, dude.
She's like, did you just shat your pants?
Yeah, you shart.
Oh, sorry. She's like, did you just shart on me?
Yeah. I appreciate you taking that again.
Right. Yeah. Did you just shart on me?
Yeah.
Is that the better voice? Did you just shart on me?
I think it's more, did you just shart on me?
She goes, did you just shart on me?
Did you just shart on me?
And I'm like, I don't. And
did I do that?
Did I do that?
Okay.
And that's why I'm no longer, the little spoon. But then we tried it one more time, and I guess she had so much PTSD.
Oh my God!
So for about like 15 minutes, she's like, she like turned me around. She's like, Jonathan, two things are either gonna happen. Either you're always gonna be the big spoon, or we just sleep where there's like a side.
Yeah. Damn.
So,
I think, you're going to fart. If you're dating someone for a long time, you're just going to fart in front of each other. But I do have a good foolproof plan for farting in bed.
Oh,
to avoid the don't go under the blanket scenario.
What happened?
So if you're with your girl, you made it's tough. When you're a little spoon and you feel a fart coming on, you got to rotate to big spoon.
Well, I didn't know the fart was coming. It was just like, what the
You gotta be more in touch with your body. I'm sorry, buddy.
Exactly.
But you try to get to big spoon if you can, and then what you do, what we call in the business, opening the seal. So you
opening the seal.
Yeah, because what's happening? So if you fart under the blanket, all the fart is going to fester inside the covers, and it will create a really bad situation if should either one of you get under the covers. This is what we're trying to avoid.
I love this.
So we're going to open the seal. And what opening the seal entails is...
I'm imagining.
So you feel a fart coming on. You rotate to big spoon. And you just open up a little part of the covers. Let the fart out. Make sure it's out. And then we're closing back the covers. The fart is into the atmosphere, not under the blanket. Crisis averted.
Big question.
Yeah.
As you lift the blanket, do you also like pull down your boxers just a little bit?
That's an interesting idea because you never realize.
Because it stays in there sometimes.
Yeah, but I think the reason why I don't think you need to do that is because I don't think anyone is ever going inside of your boxers head first. Like nobody's like, I wonder what's going on under here. Let me check. That's not usually what happens.
I get a little scared though sometimes. Like, have you ever like farted
and then take your pants off?
And you're like, whoa, why does it smell?
No, I think
that's the worst thing. Like when you wipe your ass, when you touch your ass like a little bit, and you're like, oh, I have to do laundry. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So that's breaking the seal. But I love that story, man. That's a great story.
All right, well, guys, I was gonna do a therapy thing, but I think we're good.
Maybe next time.
All right. Well, guys, crew. I forgot to do this last time because don't forget we have a Discord. Chat with us. It's exciting. Leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. If you leave your little Instagram, we will DM video message you. But more importantly, which is really cool, on Spotify, they have a ranking system now.
Mm-hmm.
So go to it, click on the ranking system and leave 5 stars.
Please.
If you do a screenshot and you DM us that as well, we'll DM you a video message, bro.
Hell yeah.
So anyway, Noah, where can they find you?
They can find me on all platforms at Noah Built the Ark. Who built the Ark?
Noah.
And where can they find you?
Jonathan Garano, and also follow us on the Bottle Club Pod. But, people do, people don't. It's all about TikTok right now and YouTube.
Yeah.
Anyway, LUV, love y'all. Peace.